Due Diligence presentation by Sanya Chawla, student number 5187354. Hi Uncle Xavier, this presentation outlines the specific steps you need to follow as part of your due diligence investigation. It will also help you decide between buying a franchise, an existing independent business, or venturing out into a new business. These are the topics I will be discussing in this presentation. Before we proceed, it's important to know what due diligence is. It's the process of ensuring that the business you are buying is worth the money you are investing. Simply put, it is an investigation of a business's worth in terms of its return on investment. It is equally important for buyers and sellers to undertake this process. Step 1. Committing to the process. This investigation requires a lot of your money, time, and energy. Moreover, it requires a good understanding of legal, financial, commercial, relational, and operational risks associated throughout a business's life cycle. Hence, making it a long, continuous process, and therefore, it is very important to fully commit to your investigation in order to follow it through successfully. Step 2. Type of due diligence. 1. Professional advice. Professional advisors like accountants, lawyers, and management consultants can aid your investigation. However, it is important to think about who can add the most value to your research at the least cost. Second, personal networks. You can take suggestions from your friends and colleagues who come from the same industry. Third, own research. This includes desktop research, observing or visiting target businesses, talking to target customers, etc. It's a good idea to sit in a pizza joint for a week to observe their operations. You can also talk to other franchise owners about the brand and revenue generated. However, there is a risk of dishonesty, especially if the franchisee is looking to sell his or her franchise. Step 3. Drivers of due diligence. These help you in deciding the scope of your investigation. 1. Pre-contract budget. The budget for your investigation influences the depth of your research. 2. Appetite for risk. The greater your appetite for risk, the lesser the money, time, and energy you are likely to spend on your due diligence. However, you must remember that in business you are only rewarded for risks you take knowingly. 3. Investment as a percentage of the net worth. This is the amount of free cash that you will spend. 4. Prior experience. Your experience in the food industry as a financial controller will contribute to your understanding of risks and level of confidence. 5th, education and vocation. Your knowledge in this field will influence the depth of your investigation. Step 4. Constraints of due diligence. Some aspects tend to hinder this investigation. 1. Technical. You need a diverse set of skills and capabilities to perform this process. 2. Informational. Accessing relevant information can get problematic and expensive. Sellers often attempt to limit information for commercial and legal purposes. 3. Financial. Investors try to avoid spending the extra money on due diligence as they do not understand its importance. 4. Temporal. Time spent in making decisions determines the due diligence process. Often, the seller can lose interest and move on to someone else. 5th, legal. Independent small businesses and franchisees have different law requirements. If you decide to buy a franchise, your due diligence process becomes far more complex. This is because you are joining an already established brand which requires a greater level of understanding of the code of conduct, the company rules, as well as their organizational risks. These tables outline the various laws and statutes that franchisees are required to adhere to. Moreover, it is very important to go through each document in detail before buying a franchise, as the contracts tend to be bound by strict law enforcement by the Australian government. Step 5. Choosing between franchise and independent business. The following slides showcase tables that highlight the advantages and disadvantages of owning a franchise or an independent business. Here are the different legal structures you can choose from. It is important to keep in mind that you may become a seller in the future and will need to perform the due diligence process equally well. At the time, you need to think of your business as an asset and contemplate selling it at the right price and at the right time. Moreover, be aware that you are not emotionally attached while selling it, as it is important to accurately measure the success of the business in terms of its return on investment rather than your personal gains. Lastly, consider the doctrine of caveat vendita while selling. Important information to remember. I hope you found this presentation helpful for your future decisions. Thank you for listening.